Mr. Speaker, last night, President Obama stated that airstrikes are a key pillar in the fight against ISIS. In the last week, we've seen the Obama administration, Germany, France, and the UK step up their efforts and their airstrikes. Meanwhile, the Prime Minister has ordered our CF-18s to stand down. Why is the Prime Minister stepping back from the fight when our allies are stepping up?
Canada has spoken clearly in this past election. They want Canadians and our military to continue to engage in the fight against ISIS, and we are committed to continuing to do that. However, we have also made a clear commitment to withdraw the 6 CF-18 fighter jets and engage in a continued way militarily, in humanitarian efforts and in refugee efforts, which we are continuing to do. I engage with our allies on these issues, and they've reassured me that we are continuing to be helpful.
Let's just be clear about what ISIS is. They are a death cult that sell children and women into sexual slavery. They target and kill gays and lesbians, and they have murdered thousands of Muslims, Christians, Yazidis, and other religious minorities. Yet the Prime Minister says he's going to take our CF-18s out of the fight. Just how bad does it have to be in Iraq and Syria for him to leave our CF-18s there?
Mr. Speaker, there isn't a Canadian in this country who doesn't think that ISIS are a group of terrible terrorists who should be stopped. The question has always been, how best to engage? How can Canada use its strengths, the extraordinary strengths of the men and women of the Canadian forces to support in the fight against ISIS? Now, ongoing right now continue to be airstrikes. We have committed to end those airstrikes and to transform our engagement in a different way, equally militarily, to ensure that Canada continues to be a strong member of the coalition fighting against ISIS.
Canadians are proud to see a change in tone on climate change, but they're also hoping that the change of tone will bring about a concrete change of direction. Once it finally decides on Canada's targets, will this government make them binding by enshrining them into a climate change accountability law here at home?
One of the things that my honourable colleague seems to forget from time to time is Canada is a federation with 10 provinces that all have different approaches and different requirements. So we have committed to sit down and engage with those provinces, listen to them, and work out not just targets but a plan that is going to ensure that Canada meets its international and domestic obligations to reduce climate emissions and develop a strong economy.
Thought he just said he had a plan. During the campaign, the Liberal leader said he would, quote, restore robust oversight and thorough environmental assessments. But last week, the Environment Minister said that projects initiated under the Conservative system will, quote, continue on that path. Can the Prime Minister reveal whether pipelines, for example, now under review, will undergo a thorough assessment that includes greenhouse gas impacts? Or will they simply continue to use the woefully inadequate assessment system left by the Conservatives?
It's very clear, Mr. Speaker, that Canadians know that we need both a strong environment and a protected, strong economy and a strong environment at the same time. That's why Canadians want a system environmental assessment that they can trust. We will launch a public review and we will make the changes needed to restore public confidence in the environmental assessment of natural resource projects. We will modernize the National Energy Board to ensure that its composition reflects regional views and has sufficient expertise in environmental science, community development, and Indigenous traditional knowledge.